live in front of a live YouTube audience. It's Matt and Kat. Hey, everybody. Hey, welcome to Late
Hey
Night Talk.
guys,
Hi,
it's
everybody.
Thursday.
It's Thursday night. It is so late for 99% of you, and strangely named for the rest of us, because it is not late night here in Los Angeles
Not really.
at all. At all. But given the fact that most people who watch this channel are not in the Pacific time zone or earlier, then it's appropriate and it's aptly named. Hey, everybody. Hi, how's it going?
It's
Live chat
Hawaii,
is
and
open.
Hawaii might be earlier.
Hawaii is a little bit earlier. I really don't know where the dateline is. So I don't know if there's Pacific Islands that are today or if they're all tomorrow. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know where it is. Susan's with us. Hey, Susan. Susan, come on down. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Hopefully you like the little layout that I did. It's very thematic with the pictures that we put up on our Twitter, our X account at 10th Floor GH. Give us a follow there. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment if you're not watching live, all of that stuff, because we're going to get into four topics that Mom and I really like. Hey, Jacarius.
Yeah.
Jacarius is even here. Jacarius, late night over there in the
Yay,
east,
Jacarius.
the
We can always
southeast.
count on you. We gonna count on you every
Absolutely.
time.
100% of the time. Big fan of the show, friend of the show, Jacarius. Hey. But let's get the business out of the way, all right? Because already you see live, if you're with us live, and you'll see, in a comment that I leave afterward and also in the description of this video about the Attendance Works charity. So this is a charity that was recommended to the show from a couple of educators that we know because they're my brother and sister. Because we thought, hey, YouTube offered us this super chat, and we wanted to do something with it other than just take your money, because you've been getting what we've been doing for free this entire time. Why would we ever change that? We're not. So we wanted to sweeten the pot a little bit for you. We absolutely would love any sort of support. Hey, Jeannie, any sort of support that you want to offer the channel, because it would help upgrade the setup. I tried to adjust my volume so it's a little bit louder for me. Hopefully
Oh, I
it's
saw all
not.
that this week.
Hopefully it's not blowing Mom out. So you people, hey Liz, everybody that's watching live, let me know what the volume is like, and we'll just adjust it on the fly. I've got a little knob right here on the microphone. That's going to be the main thing for me. Anyway, so we reached out to my brother and my sister. We said we want to donate to a charity with Super Chat. We don't want to just take that. I'm sure you can hear the buzz of my fan as I'm talking to. I know that gets picked up. I would love to be able to get rid of that. Need money for that. But we don't want to keep it. We don't want to hoard it all. We're not trying to become
No.
thousandaires off of y'all. We wanted to give it back, and we wanted to
Close.
give it back to a thing, a charity, a cause that meant something to us and meant something to the family. And so, brother and sister both recommended Attendance Works charity. Attendanceworks.org is where you can go and find all of their materials. And you know what's wonderful about this charity, Ma? I spent a lot of time browsing their website. You know what's great about them? Do you want to know?
Yes, I
I'll
do.
tell you exactly what's great about them. If you want to get involved with this charity, if you want to use their materials, if you want to just explore ways to help your family or your community or people that you love go to school, cover the gaps of anything that might be preventing them from doing so, all of their materials are right there and 100% free. They say, print this, download this, give it, take it, do whatever you need with it. If you're going to put it on a t-shirt, the only thing that we ask is that you say, hey, thanks Attendance Works for letting us use this.
Yep.
Like it's not even like honestly, I'm like, well, where's their 800 number? They're like, we don't really want you to talk to us. We want you to take our stuff and run with it and go.
Yes.
And so that is super awesome to see. They are very, very, very in action when it comes to trying to get kids to school.
Yep.
So check them out, attendanceworks.org. That is the charity, the cause that the 10th Floor podcast channel is going to be supporting, at least until December, because I think in December we're going to do Toys for Tots.
Oh, I like that, man.
Yeah.
I like that.
because Christmas is special and important. So,
Maybe even November.
we'll discuss the finer details on that. But for now, back to school season, back to school time, September. Let's
Yeah.
get these kids to school. Let's try to, let's get the money to them that they need in order to,
Hmm.
provide these things. Websites aren't free.
Yes.
Developing these things aren't free. The time that it takes to dedicate your life to this by giving your time to a charity like this also isn't free. We all have bills to pay and food to eat, so it's important.
There's not a gosh darn thing free.
No, I was thinking, it was so weird
Not
because I
really.
was thinking about it a little bit earlier today. Shower thoughts, right? I was thinking, like the only time you make money, man, is when you're like giving something to the public. If you're selling something for mass enjoyment, if you're an actor, you're in a movie, that mass enjoyment. If you're a painter, you buy something, or you paint something. Usually, it'll get put into a museum for mass enjoyment, or it'll be bought by some rich art collector to be put in their house for display and enjoyment.
Yeah.
That's all entertainment sector. Me personally, I logistics water filters. That's for the public. That's so people can have access to the materials that we sell. But if I was just sitting in my workshop making sediment filters for my own personal use, hunting my own food, like doing all of this stuff, I'm not going to make a buck off of any of that.
Oh, not much, right?
Right. So the same people too who are working for these nonprofit charities, who are dedicating their lives to good causes and stuff, they can't go out there and hunt. They got to make money somehow. And they are giving back to the public, just not in a commercial way. So anyway, Jacaria says, this sounds amazing. Susan says it sounds like a great cause, and you guys are absolutely correct. And Jacarius, are you a Capricorn? December birthday? But yeah, it really is a great cause, and attendance is super on everybody's mind right now, especially after pandemic. Parents got used
Yeah.
to distance learning. They really got I don't want to place blame on any particular thing that might have happened or choices that are being made, but it's been difficult for families to get
It
back in the
has been
rhythm.
difficult. It has been difficult. And, the truth is with the pandemic, these kiddos that were in kindergarten when the pandemic started,
Yeah.
they're a little behind.
Yeah, like the pandemic
They are.
babies, right? My niece was born just before everything shut down, right? I don't recall
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
But when it comes down to it, a lot of that really like young childhood time, like that year essentially of not being able to go to the park, it's just
The truth is, with my grandchildren, they have educators for parents.
Yeah.
So they are not delayed because of their parents, but
Other
not
families,
everybody has a teacher for a parent.
right?
It's difficult. It's
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the only crazy person that decided to just like talk on YouTube and try to make a living out of that. Everybody else is like giving back to children and teaching them how to like do way more advanced stuff in the grades that they taught than I ever learned in the grades
Yeah.
that I was in. I didn't go to the school that had like the bookshelves for the walls like you did in high school, but I didn't get to like cellular biology until I was a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something kids are learning in like the fourth grade now, if not earlier.
Pretty much.
Pretty
much.
I don't know what my nephew's up to when it comes to science classes, but I do know that when I transferred schools, you remember when we moved school districts when I was a little kid, from third to fourth grade?
Yeah. Fourth grade.
Remember the just completely different place that the school I moved to was from the school that I came from.
Yeah.
Just when it came to the trajectory of the students, when it came to where they were in their education and the grade it was in, what a huge difference. I had a lot of catching up to do. Go ahead from Hayward to Union City, California.
You were going to the fourth grade.
Yeah.
They did a like pre-test going in to see where you were. And your brother was going in eighth grade.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my gosh. But
what has this school been doing?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess putting me in Miss Q's class was perfectly on purpose.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. They're like, this kid needs Miss Quisenberry. By the way,
Yep.
my fourth grade teacher's name was Miss Quisenberry. Everybody.
Yeah, and she was awesome.
She really was. She was a great teacher, and surprisingly enough, I don't really remember many quizzes. So we're good. We're good there. No,
Oh, she's
such memories,
awesome
such
though.
strong memories of the fourth grade because of this teacher. And I
Mhm.
wouldn't have these memories if I didn't go to school, right?
Yeah,
Attendance matters.
right?
We did a Christopher Columbus chapter. I don't know exactly what to call
Yeah,
it, but 1492,
project,
all
whatever.
that,
Yeah.
all that stuff. 1492, Christopher Columbus comes, discovers America, all that BS. That's not even true. But I remember, and this might have ignited that little interest in me of being, I don't know what it was. Probably didn't ignite it, but reminded me of it. But she set up this whole thing where the students would have to come up to her while she pretended to be Queen Isabella of Spain, who sent Christopher Columbus on this adventure. And we had to convince her to let us go on a voyage to across the ocean to see what would happen if we were to go to that side. And I just remember the big regal setup and the stage that she put together, and she had a crown and a scepter and just all kinds of different crazy stuff. And then the second thing that I remember, which I know that you were going to remember very clearly, is because you had to work on this with me so much, was the family history project.
Yep. 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 Yep.
This was calling grandparents. This was all kinds of different stuff. But
Yep.
I mean, brilliant for that school though, because it made me have conversations with family members that I
We
wouldn't have had.
back then, when we did that project, it was like, where'd you come from? What's your journey? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Well, it was kind of hard for us
Yeah,
because we were Caucasian,
right.
been here since we were born.
Yeah,
But I decided to do Matthew's grandfather's um,
Louisiana heritage.
Louisiana
It's the
heritage,
closest thing that we.
along with his Air Force
Mm-hmm.
journey as well.
Yeah, yeah,
And so we did gumbo and a journey, from across the US, what he did. And he went to Spain as well. And that's where his youngest child was born.
right.
So we did this whole heritage thing without being from somewhere else. And it
Yeah,
worked, didn't
it's
it?
difficult because a lot of the project was set up for like, well, what's a native food from where you come from, and
Yes.
I think we had to dress up a paper doll with traditional clothing
Yes.
and all that kind of stuff, and we're
Yes.
just like, here's a hot dog and shorts and a t-shirt. Like, what are we supposed to do here? Um,
Yes.
which is I guess a real thing for just for families who really don't have any, which is I'm sure a vast majority of white families, absolutely no connection to our European roots and where we came from. I think that you did your genetic testing and found out that we're mostly British.
Yeah. Yeah. I was told my whole life, my whole entire life, that I was American Indian.
Yeah,
And then, actually, my grandparents actually got married on a reservation. And I was told my whole life
it's like
that
an
I
18th.
was American Indian. And then I did my DNA.
Not
There
nothing.
you
A
go.
0%.
Zero.
0%. Yeah, I think my grandma was like, "Oh yeah, I'm half. I am half Native
But
American." Like,
yeah,
I don't
my
know.
great grandmother, my grandmother, my Matt's great
Yeah.
grandmother, my grandmother um had a number, like, like and she was,
I wonder
yeah,
how that. I don't understand.
yeah,
Whatever,
yeah, yeah,
whatever. We'd have to ask her, but I don't think we
no,
can anymore.
no. And by the time I found out she was zero American Indian, she was actually already gone.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's good that she didn't find out because I mean, she had a
But
card, a number, and everything.
she had a card, she had a number, she was yeah. I'm actually glad she didn't find out. She would have been sad. She
Well,
would
yeah, it
have
sounds like
been
it
sad.
really made up a large part of her identity, which is
Yeah.
really just really interesting. I really don't know what to say beyond that because it's definitely a time where identities such as that are very important to people. And when you have an accurate understanding of your background, because I doubt that she was running around lying on purpose.
No,
You know,
she absolutely
She was
believed
told
it.
this. She was raised with this opinion and this belief about her,
Her
which,
parents got married on the
right.
reservation.
So I don't understand that at all. And, you know, this is the early 1900s that we're talking about if her parents got married on the reservation. So I have no idea what was going on 123 years ago uh, when it comes to this sort of thing. Oh my God, 123 years ago, Ma.
Yeah,
Holy smokes. It's
yeah.
so weird. It is so weird to think of because I didn't think about that stuff when I was younger. Back when it was still the 1900s, that kind of stuff didn't seem so crazy.
No,
Even though it
no.
was like 1999, 1900 didn't seem so long ago. But here we are, 2023, and I am sure
Even
that,
when I registered through my grandmother,
yeah,
I had to pick names for all of us,
okay.
and they defunct. Okay.
They ain't real no more. They
No,
ain't
they
real.
don't. No, no.
They were never real to begin with. Oh my goodness gracious. But anyway, that's enough about life. Let's talk about some TV, Ma. You want to talk about some TV?
Hmm.
Okay. All right, we're going to transition to the first show we're going to talk about. Oh my God, Ma. Oh my God. I love Chucky. Do you remember Child's Play? Of course you
Of
remember
course.
Child's Play. Of course. Because this movie came out after the My Buddy craze kind of came up, right? It was a little
Yeah.
bit
And you
of a
had a my
stomp,
buddy.
which is the life-size, like 3-year-old looking doll.
Dang, I wish I still
You wish you kept him?
I wish I kept him.
Yeah. You never think about these things at the time, right?
No, of course not.
So you know, there's like the doll, and so they had the Child Play movies in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. This is a long term franchise,
We
but
had a blonde one and a brunette one.
yes, yeah, we had two
We
My Buddy
did.
dolls, and I remember that you distinctly, even though we had seen like A Nightmare on Elm Street and all these little slasher things and stuff at a younger age. It was a different time. It was the 80s. What do you want from me? But even then, like whatever, I'm fine. Am I? Maybe that's the answer. Maybe that's the reason, Ma. Uh, but I remember you wouldn't let us watch the Child's Play movies because you were worried it was going to give us nightmares about our My Buddy dolls coming to life to kill us.
It's true.
Um,
My buddy,
my buddy.
my buddy,
Yeah.
my buddy and me.
So but Chucky, no, Chucky's. I'm Chucky. Want to play? So it's about basically the rundown for anybody that's not familiar is there was this human criminal who was running away from the law, gets shot up in a toy store and puts his soul in a doll. The doll comes to
Yep.
life, terrorizes the little boy named Andy because he needs to take over Andy's body so he can be human again. He loses,
Silly.
he loses. Adventure, horror, slasher. It starts off distinctly horror, and as time goes by with any sort of horror franchise, it just gets goofier and sillier and dumber as time goes on until it hits that perfect pocket in which I really enjoy it. I'm sorry, what was that? It was very quiet.
I need to watch that mess. I did not watch it.
Okay.
The new Chucky.
So all right, here we go. Let's get into it. Let me roll it out. All right, so we're 2 seasons in. The 3rd season is about to start in like 3 weeks. I saw the 1st season, and I'm just getting started on the 2nd season because they made it unavailable to me because they put it on an app I didn't have. But that contract ended, and so they put it back. So they put it on the app that I do have. So basically, Chucky's on USA and
Okay.
Sci-Fi. It's like dual broadcast on both of those stations. And the 2nd season came out, and they put it on this app called Shudder, which is it was just horror specific.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of Peacock, which is where it would usually live because it's a Universal property. So finally, they stuck it on Peacock. I'm able to watch it, and it's great. And it's wonderful. And here's what's up, Mom. Okay, so I told you about the movies a little bit. They get progressively kookier and dumber and goofier. Jennifer Tilly joins them at some point.
Yes,
She becomes
right.
a doll.
Yeah, the bride of Chucky, right?
Yes, the Bride of Chucky. They
Mhm.
have a baby. They do it as dolls and have a baby. a gender non-binary baby who is both male and female, and then gets separated into two different characters, and are now twins. Um, it's goofy. It is goofy fun, and of course, you still have this murdering doll, voiced by the same guy who did it in the '80s, Brad Dourif.
Wow.
Who, if I were able to show a picture, which we're working on getting able to do that, um, Brad Dourif. If I were to show you a picture of him, if you don't know him by his name by now, you would recognize him because he's been in 1.5 million things. Like you, like when I saw that he did the voice, I was like, oh, okay, that makes perfect sense. Well, he's still running around trying to slash and kill people and stuff, and it's just super fun. Um, Here's what makes it super amazing and great, Mom, especially when you watch it. This is what you're gonna have to look out for.
Okay.
Some of these actors are flipping amazing. Like,
Oh.
what great talent to be in a 15-year-old body. Some of these actors are incredibly challenging to watch because they are just so bad. Like, can you please find a little bit of talent in your 15-year-old body? Uh, so you've got two ends of the spectrum when it comes to performance here. And it's so fun to watch somebody nail a scene with somebody who is just not bringing it. And it just brings this really fun, goofy, campy, perfect energy to it. Because you got somebody taking it dead serious and you got another person pulling their face like it's a comedy. And it works so good to me.
I gotta watch that nonsense.
And on top of that, the lead characters are gay kids, Mama.
Are what?
Are gay kids.
Okay.
They're just these little adorable, just adorable little children. I can't say little children. They're like 15, 16 years old. But these adorable teenagers just coming of age.
They grown, but they're not grown.
They're grown, but they're not grown, especially in this show. Oh my God. Anytime you hear what grade they're in or what age they are, you just completely forget it immediately because anything that they do in this show is not of that age or that grade. Nothing. I think there's even only one actor on there who even kind of looks their particular age. But anyway, beyond that.
Chucky still have a striped shirt on?
It's still exactly the same look as
Oh
always.
my gosh.
He's even still a little animatronic puppet. They didn't go the CGI route for it or anything. And also what makes this show stand out, what I really appreciate out of this is the person who makes this show is the person who was the only person that's ever done Chucky. He's like the only executive producer, the only head honcho to ever be in charge of this franchise. And instead of doing those legacy sequels or those Halloween reboots or a restart from the beginning or anything like that, this guy literally took where they ended in their last movie, which was called Cult of Chucky, and just kept going.
Seen any Chucky movies in a while.
So it's been a while since they made one. So instead of continuing to make movies, they took a risk and went this TV show route, which has been very successful so far. They're about to start their third season, so kudos and good on them. But I really appreciate that. You know, most franchises that are reaching their 25-year age or older, start over. Just recast the whole thing, bring new people in, all that kind of stuff. And there was a Child's Play reboot movie, but it was terrible. It bombed. Nobody liked it. So they just kind of forgot about it entirely. So I think it's awesome that they picked up exactly where they left off. Actors who were in the movies are in this. Jennifer Tilly's in this. Brad Dourif did the voices in this. Brad Dourif's daughter is a major character in the movies and in this.
Wow.
Yeah. They even brought back that little boy Andy, Ma.
Really?
Alex Vincent is the actor's name.
Well, he's grown by now, right?
38. You know,
right?
He is
he's older than you.
Absolutely 42. You know, and he looks like every normal person out there because he didn't live a Hollywood life. And so he's coming back into this, being invited back into the Child's Play fold, and why wouldn't you? Of course, yeah.
Right.
And he's essentially back. I mean, he's not the lead, but he's prominent. He's in several episodes. He does big, important things to the plot. And what's best about it, about this particular character too, is how anytime we come back, you visit Laurie Strode as an old lady. She's a crazy drunk. You come across Batman in the Flash movie. Michael Keaton's Batman in the Flash movie. He's a crazy old drunk. It's like Luke Skywalker's a crazy drunk. Like every time we go back to one of these characters after it's been so long, they're a crazy, broken, depressed drunk who hates his life and divorced his wife and doesn't talk to his kids.
Oh, goodness.
Not Andy.
Not Andy.
He's a badass Chucky killer.
Oh.
Because he spent his whole life knowing that this doll is real. And nobody ever believes it. But he spent his whole life knowing. And it's so good. And I love it. And I want to watch it right now. So I'm going to have to do that one.
Did you watch a whole season already?
I watched the first season. I'm about 4 episodes, I think, into the second season. And the third season
is it all available, or are you waiting?
So,
is it all available?
All 2 seasons are available on Peacock right now. So if you wanted to go and watch it from the very beginning, you can. I think each season is only 8 episodes long. So right now there's only 16 episodes in total that are available. The first part of the season starts off very much. The first part of the first season, I would say, like the first 4 episodes, are very much a Child's Play movie. Is this doll real? He is real. He is killing people, ramping up. Mystery, suspense, horror, shadows, slashes, and then Jennifer Tilly comes in, and it gets immediately back to the ridiculous camp that we left off in. So it's like they wanted to take us through the timeline and the journey of what we went through in the movies, starting off with this really sinister, evil, possessed dog that will do horrible things to you, and then sit there like this. No one ever knows until you. Classic thing. No batteries. Catherine Hicks.
She comes back for the. Is she back?
No, she's not. She might at some point, but not currently. Not currently. But
I was wondering. She's a mom, right?
Yeah, she played the mom. She's the one
original Chucky mom.
Yeah, the original Chucky mom. She's the one that has that classic scene where she sees that there's no batteries and she freaks out and shakes and throws her across the kitchen. So they have a similar thing with the kid. The character's name is Jake, where he discovers he doesn't have batteries, freaks out, and and then we can leave the Child's Play movie behind and we get into just super fun. I really can't recommend this show enough. And if you enjoy Child's Play, or if you like just campy, goofy slasher stuff with possessed dolls, watch it.
I need to watch it, obviously. I have hiccups. Sorry, guys.
You're gonna hold your breath. Well, that's not a good time for hiccups, because we're about to get into a top 10 list now.
I know.
We're about to get into the top 10 list. Do you have the top 10 list still on your phone that I sent you via text message?
You
should, because I sent you a picture of it.
Perhaps not.
You delete things?
No. Excuse me. Well, I do, but it's like, conjointed. Sorry.
I love it.
It's conjointed.
It's conjointed.
So, no, not in one list.
Oh, all right. Oh, I sent you a picture of it, though, but whatever. I'll just read the whole thing. It's fine.
Okay.
And next time I will do it better. If I can get this dual monitor set up through some super chat donations that I'll donate 15% to attendanceworks.org to, then I would be able to share my broadcast with you and also share pictures. And then you would be able to see live what our setup is, what the broadcast is, all kinds of different stuff, video clips, photos, and you'd be able to see that, which would then make it valuable to the show, because right now you can't see that. So I can show these people if I wanted to, but if you can't see it, there's nothing you can really talk about. Anyway, we'll get there, and then you'll be able to participate in the top 10 list a little easier. Susan didn't know that they made a Chucky show until right now. Well, Susan, I'm glad to educate you here on Late Night Tonight.
Matt was looking for the next episode, like he was looking for the next season. And isn't it weird that the third season is so close?
Yeah, they probably tied it in with I don't know, maybe the contract length was specifically this long. So it could come back to Peacock, so people who couldn't see it could watch it and have that momentum carried forward into the new season. I really don't know how these marketing minds work in Hollywood. I know that they just don't want to pay writers and actors what they're worth.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth?
Ain't that the truth? Anyway, I have in my hand tonight's top 10 list.
Yay!
So everybody, I've got... This is so fun.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I hope
Sorry.
James Lott Jr. watches this and comments over the fact that you have the hiccups. Everybody, wish my mom well in the comments and here in the chat too. Hey, everybody. All right. Tonight's top 10 list is Days of Our Lives surrounded. But I'm not going to give you the top 10 best weddings. I'm not going to give you the top 10 favorite relationships. I'm not going to give you the top 10 best kisses. No. Stay tuned to 10th Floor Podcast.
And there's a ton of kisses.
Coming soon.
Dang. Those folks don't stop kissing each other.
You know,
they don't.
Yeah, they don't. They really don't. And you know that baby's coming soon already. Nicole's gonna have that baby before you know it. Oh my God. Anyway, Days of Our Lives. I have a top 10 list, and it's not the best weddings. It's not the best kisses. It's not the best surprise returns from celebrities. No, folks. This is, in our opinion, the top 10 best excuses that Dimitri and Leo can give Gwen going forward.
Little Gwynny.
Little Gwenny. And after this, I'll post this on Twitter, on X, whatever it is that you want to call it, so you can see it. And then I promise, as the Late Night Tonight brand grows and as we get a little bit better at this show, I'll be able to show this to you live, very much like The Late Show with David Letterman, which is who we stole this from, if it wasn't clear enough.
Yep.
I hope that was clear enough. Anyway, I have tonight's top 10 list. So these are the top 10 excuses that Dimitri and Leo can give Gwen going forward. All right, number 10.
For Gwynny.
For Gwenny. For poor, innocent, dumb Gwenny. Number 10. We've been cast against each other.
Right?
Number 10, we've been cast against each other as knights at medieval times. We have to rehearse.
Jousting, right?
Jousting, of course.
They're jousting.
They're jousting. Number 9, I was only helping Leo make Sunny jealous. I was acting. I mean, I don't know if that one would ever really pass because Dimitri just kind of stands behind Gwen going,
right.
He really needs this list.
He does. He needs his list for sure.
Number 8. Don't get mad. It's just pickleball. Pickleball.
We're sweaty. It's fine.
Don't look too deeply into that.
We're sweaty. It's okay.
Number 7. The codicil made me do it. The codicil is responsible for everything. The money, $20 million. Shoot, maybe I would do the same thing for $20 million. I might.
What might I have to do?
Number 6. Vogue, strike a pose. Come on, Gwenny. Number 5. If you must know, I'm going to New York to participate in a kick line for trans rights, and Dimitri is helping me limber up.
Yes.
Of course, it's so obvious. Why didn't I think about that when I walked into the room and saw your legs wide in the air with Dimitri? Anyway. Number 4. Haven't you ever heard of the ancient traditional Greek greeting by lap dance?
Oh, well, there you go.
I thought everybody knew that. Get some culture, Gwen.
Yeah. Wake up.
Number 3. It's hair gel.
Yeah. I work for Cameron Diaz.
That's exactly where I took it from. Number 2. Well, why can't I be possessed? It worked for the rest of y'all.
right? Got a demon in me.
And
I'm
here
a
we go,
demon.
folks. The number one excuse that Dimitri and Leo can give to Gwen going forward. Welcome back, Jeannie. The number one. We were having a contest to see how far we can urinate. It's a new type of streaming. And there you folks. There you go, folks. There you have it. The very first ever late night tonight top 10
There's
list.
all the reasons right there.
All 10 reasons.
All the reasons.
I guess I should, since you can't read them, here we go. One more time. Top 10 reasons. Number 10, we've been cast against each other as knights at medieval times. We have to rehearse. Number 9, I was only helping Leo make Sunny jealous. I was acting. Number 8, don't get mad. It's just pickleball. Number 7, the codicil made me do it. Number 6, Vogue. Come on, Winnie, strike a pose. Number 5, if you must know, I'm going to New York to participate in a kick line for trans rights, and Dimitri was helping me limber up. Number 4, haven't you ever heard of the ancient traditional Greek greeting by lap dance? Number 3, it's just hair gel. Number 2, I was possessed. It worked for you all. And number 1, we're having a contest to see how far we can urinate. A new type of streaming. Oh,
there you
goodness. Go. There we go. Top 10 excuses.
There you go.
I mean, the excuses are flipping ridiculous to begin with these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, we went from Madonna to, what was it? What are you doing in this room? What did she call him? Billy? What did she call him? She calls him something that isn't Leo. I don't remember. Maddie. How could I forget? Why should I forget that, Ma?
Right? She calls him Maddie.
It's ridiculous. Just the.
Why does she call him Maddie?
I don't know. Angela's gonna have to tell. Isn't it like really his name? Jacarius, are you still here?
Probably his real name, right?
I don't know. It might be. And I think we actually did talk about it on Days for Dummies, where I'm like, I don't think of many soap characters named that. I don't know. Go back and watch it because I certainly don't remember what I say. Ever.
It's hard.
There are people who comment like, "How dare you?" And I'm like, I literally have no idea what you're referencing. Can you please quote me? Because
we're new to days, really. We're new to days, really.
Well, yeah, we're definitely new to days. And then when it comes to 10th Floor Podcast, the GH one, that thing's an hour and a half to an hour 45 minutes long every single week. Come on. There's no way I'm going to remember everything that falls out of my mouth during that time. Unless I go back and watch it, which I do.
Again.
But then I would have to go back and watch it again immediately. And I'm just not going to do that. Jeannie confirms, yes, his Leo's real name is Matthew. So she calls him Matty.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Matty. I don't know, Jeannie, you got a good excuse? You want to participate? What would be your preferred excuse if Dimitri and Leo had to give one to Gwen after she walks in on them in a sensitive situation? I mean, he barely got away with that Madonna thing. If it wasn't for the fact that they had to rush back home, they would have been in a real problem.
You guys, I have, with the two of them, I've not been concerned so much with excuses, but you better go step into the bathroom and do a little wash up. Right?
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm totally with you on that because there's no it's like on General Hospital when Ava walked into the room immediately after Nicholas and Avery and Nicholas and Esme had done their thing, and we were like, you should be able to just smell it in that room.
You should be able to know.
You should just know. You should know. And then we saw that room, Ma. We saw that room. It is so tiny in real life.
Yep.
That you would be surprised, folks, how that is like a corner. They are so
it is really
in that room. It is wild. It must be a single camera setup. I don't know how they would be able to get 2 shots in there.
Yeah.
There's no way. There really is no way.
Maybe they moved the table a while away. But there is a table in there.
Yeah. Well, they did move the table out of the way for Nicholas and Esme. Let me tell you
Mm,
that.
hey,
Well, you got the
dirty.
hiccups now, Ma. So how are you going to be
I
able to
know.
talk about the bear? Because I didn't watch the show.
Mm. Well, the bear, I watched the bear, I've been my stupid foot
Yeah.
made kind of stuck
So you got to watch
watching
something.
TV more and not. This is hard for me, you guys. I am not a centenary watching TV kind of person. I'm not.
I don't know how you're still awake, honestly.
It's hard. It is hard. Uh, but I've been watching. I watched The Bear, which 2 seasons. It's all about a family where the older brother has um passed away, and actually, I think he took his own life.
Oh.
Uh, and then um, his younger brother, who is a chef and very, very successful, has come home to Chicago to resurrect the family business. And he
Mm.
does to a certain degree. The very up and coming chef that's just full of, you know, aspir- aspirations. Um, and they shut the business down eventually and regroup and make it a 5-star restaurant. And that's where we ended in season 2. And just the dynamics of how it changed everybody's life, that the employees stuck around and went from this kind of hot dog kind of, poor boy
Hmm.
sandwich shop to something that is substantial
Okay.
and 5-star.
Okay. All right.
And that's where it ended with this. I just loved it. I loved
Comedy,
it.
drama, dramedy.
That lots and lots and lots of drama
Hmm.
and lots of like subplots between the whole story, and like a couple of folks that were real not really subjected to a lot of what could be, and because of him coming home, the bear
Hmm.
coming home and reinventing himself and reinventing the restaurant. It's even though I'm not a foodie at
Yeah.
all,
Yeah.
but it was really, really, really a good show, and I think it's going to come back for a third season, probably. I don't know,
Uh-huh.
but I just really, really loved it.
Well, keep
I
your eyes
did.
on TVentertainmentnews.com. I'll see if I can do some bear coverage for you, Ma.
And
Let you know.
the lead, and I don't remember his name, you guys. I should have looked it up. I don't remember, but the lead is lit from Shameless.
Right. Jeremy Allen White, according to Google.
And there's something about him. He's not super attractive. He's not, but man, he's talented.
He's a very talented guy. I didn't see Shameless. I feel like I should have.
Well, I tell you what, it's really, really good. And William Macy in that,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, all of the no, him and all his kids, my goodness, talk about a messed up
I
family
bet.
still
I bet.
somehow is united. It's a good show.
Yeah, it's,
And
it's
I didn't
definitely one of the
watch it
top
until I
rated.
was like, I didn't watch it until it was actually gone.
Well, that's the best
You
way
know?
to watch a show, really. Then you don't have to wait for it to be finished, because it
It
is.
was so good, so good, so good.
Because I've seen, because I really know very little about Shameless, other than pretty much what you said. It's about this family that just has trouble getting going. Um,
Oh my gosh, Shameless. The family is just
um,
a ball of just dysfunctional waste. Okay.
but I have seen so many different clips and scenes and love and all kinds of stuff over Ian and Mickey
Yeah.
that I've practically seen their entire arc at this point.
Oh, Mickey and Ian are awesome.
Yeah,
So different from one another,
but they
but
love each other
so
so much.
connected.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh. And then the daughter, there's Fiona, and
See, Shameless is the show we'll have to talk about next week. I'll have to watch some of it.
it's really, really good. It's really, really good.
Yeah. But you loved The Bear. It has Lip from Shameless in it. Good drama. High
Mhm.
recommendation from Mama Cat.
Mhm.
for your binge watching needs on Hulu. Um, uh, and just the whole thing just kind of stands out, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there was so much, so much growth. I know my hiccups, right? There was so much growth in so many characters,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
where they just grew up,
Hmm.
even though they were 40 years old, they still grew up.
Also, very good character arcs
Yes,
involved. People were
yes.
not the same at the end as when they started. That's really good. I can't really give that to Chucky. Um, it's goofy horror, really, and it does get very campy, in it. And with that too, you gotta suspend some disbelief, especially with a killer doll running around. You have to just accept things for what they are. There's a point. Spoiler alert for something that was on 2.5 years ago. Um, there's a certain point in which Chucky's going through and he's getting a lot of people. He's doing some work, but he's doing it by stabbing them while he's climbing under chairs. Like he's under chairs and he's stabbing upward of people who are sitting, which is not. You got a lot of blood flowing through that area, so that's not good. You get that lacerated, you're gonna die quick. And that's what happened to these. So there's things like that happen, which is just super goofy conceptually to begin with. And then afterward, when you see them, they're all like laying in the theater chairs and they have like blood coming out of their mouth and their shirts are all stained with red and stuff. And you're like, this literally logically makes absolutely no sense outside of I'm trying to depict something horrible that's happened to these people. So you just have to take your whatever real world logic you want to apply to a possessed murdering doll franchise and just continue to throw it out the window because there's other stuff like just people with two souls in the same body battling.
Sounds like Days of Our Lives.
It's kind of like Days of Our Lives a little bit. Susan wants to know if we've seen the show Poker Face on Peacock. I can say I have not. No, no, no. We can look into it though, Susan. Is it good? Let us know. Let us know, Susan, if it's any good. Please, please tell me. I haven't seen it all even. Anyway, I'll have to watch The Bear too, and then what we'll also have to do is talk about shows we've both seen. That way we can have better conversations about it. But we'll call this Matt and Kat's TV recommendations for the week.
Yes.
Something outside of Days, something out of General Hospital, something to enjoy. Maybe not with your whole family, but with the people that you love that are old enough to be able to handle the subject matter of the shows at play.
I watched that by myself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
My foot was broken.
Yeah,
It's
well,
not really broken,
out of
but
commission.
my foot's not good.
Out of commission. Anyway, folks, thank you very much for joining us here for Late Night Tonight. We are not trying to do 2-hour podcasts here on Thursday night. We just wanted to spend some time with you all. Susan says Poker Face is amazing, so we're gonna have to give that an episode and see if we like it. We just wanted to be able to talk outside of soap world. There's a lot of other stuff that makes up who we are as people. There's a lot of other sources of entertainment that we enjoy. So thanks for joining us here live, Susan and Jeannie and Jacarius and Liz and everybody else who watches live. Thank you so much. Anybody that's watching on the replay, leave a comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I put a link tree link in all of this and all the social media, so you can find it in the YouTube description, in the Twitter description, everywhere. It's this thing. It's a link tree. So you click on this link that takes you to our link tree, which then will then give you ways to access 10th floor YouTube, 10th floor on audio platforms. Buy me a coffee. So if you want to chip a little tip to the show, you can. 15% of the Buy Me a Coffee donations will also be donated to Tenet's Works charities at the end of the month. So donate, because I would love to be able to give them more than like 35 cents, like honestly. At that point, I think I'll just carry that over to the next thing. So if you feel inclined, please do so. And support the channel and stuff and all that nonsense. We're going to be back on Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific time. That's 12 p.m. Eastern time for Days for Dummies, which Mama Cat, myself, and Professor Angela will be on to talk about the week of Days of Our Lives and explain it all to us because good Lord, do we need it.
Right.
I don't know how they even keep these actors straight because
They move at a
they've
clip.
all played a different character before.
They move at a clip
They
that
sure
we're
do.
not used to.
Yeah. Yeah. So we do
Yeah.
need, because we do need things explained to us, and we need to understand like why Phil, something about Phil used to be Rex and Rex used to be Phil or something. I don't really know what's going on there. And then
I know they're brothers.
Rex used to be Brady. Did you know that? The actor who played Rex used to play Brady.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And now he's Rex. So I don't know how they keep this stuff straight,
We
especially
really
with
need
what's coming up.
we need the
We
professor.
do. We need Professor Angela, because with the stuff that's coming up with the Teresa character too, we're going to need her to explain that to us as well, because it's going to be confusing.
To me, that's wide-eyed. That's wide-eyed. Maxie. To me.
Well, maybe you'll be able to embrace her as Teresa before she takes off to go back to Great American Family. So that's 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 Eastern, and then we'll come back at 11 a.m. Pacific. I think that's what, 1 p.m. Eastern. 12, 1, 2 p.m. Eastern.
Two.
2 p.m. Eastern for 10th Floor Podcast. That will be the General Hospital Podcast. That's a lot of fun. Come and talk about the week of GH. That's going to be me and Mama Cat and I, with our 4-year-long podcast dive.
We're going to talk about how dumb Nina is.
We're going to talk about Dumb Nina for sure.
Dumb Nina.
Jeannie helps us out, says Brady was off screen for years when Eric was cast. So I don't know nothing about any of that.
We're still learning, for sure. We are still learning.
For sure. But that's it. That's it. That's Late Night. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us for it. It was a lot of fun advertising it on Twitter at 10th Floor GH. Also on our Facebook page. I put up some reels on Instagram, all that kind of stuff for it. So once again, thank you. We'll see you on Sunday. Like, subscribe. Super chat functions are available also in comments as well. So look for the little heart with the $sign in it, and click that, and 15% to charity. That's it. Thank you so much. I've been Matt.
I've been Kat.
And we'll see you next time right here on the 10th Floor Podcast channel.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Good night.